Last night, Oppo launched the first batch of mobile phones equipped with 9400 plus processors, among which the most discussed are X8s and X8 Ultra. However, compared to the more expensive and thicker X8 Ultra, the lighter and thinner X8s series is also a good choice. We tried these two new phones for the first time, so how good are they? Before we get on with this video, if you want to buy these new Oppo phones, you can head to Geek Wheels for your purchase. There's a $40 discount going on for these two phones right now. First, the X8s, which is the same as the X8 in color selection. White, pink, and blue are all refreshing colors, but the deco on the white version has become black, which is out of the tone with other colors. I prefer the silver deco of X8 before. Blue and pink are unified. The size of the machine has been reduced to the range of iPhone 15 Pro, and the thickness has also been reduced by half a millimeter, but the change in weight is the most obvious, making it a very light phone. What's more surprising is that despite the smaller and lighter body, the battery capacity is larger than X8. In comparison, Samsung and iPhone are not as competent. The size of X8s Plus is similar to the X8, and it is more like a successor. It packs a 6000 mAh battery into a body of less than 200 grams while maintaining a comfortable grip. The new purple version shows a gradient color effect under different lights, like a work of art. However, the white version also has an all-black deco, the same as X8 Ultra. But in my opinion, this design is a step backward. Both phones use an ultra-narrow bezel design with equal width on all four sides, and both are straight screens, which are comfortable to look at and hold. But if you hold it in hand, you may not feel how thin the bezel is. Compared to iPhone 15 Pro, the difference will quickly appear. But there's another detail here. X8s has the narrowest bezel among the three models released this time, with the Plus version the thickest. So will you accept this subtle difference? Both are very restrained when it comes to the thickness of the deco. I like it. I mean, if I were to choose a small phone, I hope it would be like the X8s. Not only smaller in length and width, but also smaller in thickness. At the launch event, the X8s series modified the AI button functions similar to the iPhone, turning it into a constant shortcut key. This subtle difference is very suitable for those who want to use it outside of China. It not only has the same position and function, but even the official promotional poster is the same. You can say it's an old phone. In terms of screen resolution, although it looks like it has shrunk a bit, this is a very sensible reduction. If you compare the PPI resolution of the screen, you will find that it is almost maintained at the level of 460, and the display effect is very delicate. In terms of brightness and color gamut, there's no change. After all, the screen used before is already good enough, and the marginal effect brought by the upgrade is obvious. However, the fingerprint recognition hidden under the screen still uses a relatively short focus recognition sensor. In terms of imaging, the specs of the X8s is not like a mini model. Its wide angle and ultra wide are consistent with the X8, which are a 50 megapixel main camera and a 50 megapixel ultra wide. In addition, a new periscope telephoto lens has been added, which supports OIS optical image stabilization and has an equivalent focal length of 85 millimeters. The telephoto of the X8s Plus has upgraded the sensor based on the X8s with a higher sensitivity but a shorter focal length. However, there's a small regret for both telephoto lenses. They do not support the macro photography. In terms of performance, the hardware does not have many highlights. If you want to see the difference, you can basically only see it in the testing software. The USB-C port at the bottom is still 2.0 and has not upgraded to 3.2 Gen 2 like Vivo and Xiaomi. This time, the X8s was not launched globally, so you only have the Chinese version to choose from. If you're in the United States, it only supports 1/3 of the 5G bands, and after switching to 4G, it only supports 5 of 13 bands. If you're unlucky, you might not even receive 2G signals. But in Europe, such as Germany, France, and the UK, the signal support is basically very good, with only 2 to 3 bands missing from 2G to 5G. As long as there is a signal, it can be used normally. Since it can be used in Europe where you can buy it, the answer is Geek Wheels. The charging efficiency is almost not discounted, and it still maintains 80 watt wired, 50 watt wireless, and 10 watt reverse charging. But it should be noted that to achieve these powers, Oppo's private charger must be used. I would rather it support high-power PPS like Vivo. So I think the X8s series has basically supported the claim of ultra light and ultra thin, and surprisingly, there are no obvious shortcomings. The new periscope telephoto makes up for the focal length shortcomings, but the lack of a macro function is a bit regrettable. The Dimensity 9400 Plus processor has steady performance, but the USB 2.0 and private fast charging protocol expose the conservative strategy. The pricing is the same as the Xiaomi 15, but Xiaomi 15 has better signal support. If you don't like Xiaomi, then the OnePlus 13T may be worth looking forward to. As for now, the X8s series is the best choice for those who pursue the best grip in the hand and battery life. Don't forget, Geekwheels has them on the shelf, $40 discount in a limited time. The link is down below. And we're from China. See you soon.